Hi everyone, welcome to our November 4-H recording. We have lots of great information to share with you this month. Before we do that, I want to get started by saying our 4-H pledge. So if you're new to 4-H, then you can see those words on the screen there, and you see some pictures of students showing you how to do the hand motions. But if you have been at 4-H for a while, then maybe you already know this. So if you're able, if you'll stand with me, and we're going to say the pledge. I pledge my head to clearer thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health to better living, for my club, my community, my country, and my world. All right, thank you. You can be seated. So let's talk about our November information. So before we get started on new information, I'd like to go over old business with you. So old business would be our photography awards. If you participated in the photography project, then you will be receiving a certificate that has your name on it, and you'll be receiving your ribbons. All right. So congratulations to everyone who participated. I love seeing all those names come in of who all participated, so that's fantastic. If you did not participate in photography, then maybe you want to participate in one of these upcoming contests. The other old business would be our pig squeal registration. So remember we talked about pig squeal last month, and registration for that is open until November 23rd, so till the end of November. The registration fee is $120. Remember, this is a project where you raise 2 hogs from January until May. The information is up there on the screen, and all of this information can still be found on our website. All right, so registration is done online, and then payment is mailed to our office. New business. So the new business we'll be discussing today is summer camp, extreme birdhouse, interior design, graphic design, and then I want to mention record books. All right, so record books are really important because if you are getting ribbons and certificates, if you participate in photography and you plan to participate in some other contests, then you can start on a record book now, keeping up with all this stuff, sort of like a scrapbook or a journal. You keep up with all of your 4-H information. And then at the end of the year, you can turn it in our March meeting and turn it in to be judged against all the other record books to see your record keeping skills, and it's a great way for you to keep up with all of your 4-H information. Summer camp. All right, let's talk about summer camp. So 4-H summer camp is 3 days and 2 nights at the 4-H Center in Columbiana, Alabama. All right. So each year we take a group of 4-Hers to summer camp. We have a limited number of spots, so we are assigned 29 spots. That's how many we get, so it's a very limited number. They fill up on a first come first served basis. That means that the first ones who sign up and get their money and the registration fee in, that they get that spot. Okay, so it is for ages 9 to 14. Our session this year is session 1, so we will be going June 2nd through 4th. All right, activities that we do at camp. Things like the giant swing, paddle boarding, canoeing, swimming, rock climbing, water games. Sometimes we get to see the reptile classes that they have there, the campfires, and a lot more. You can see some of the pictures on there, give you a good example of some of the things we've done in the past, so you can see some of the kids who are paddle boarding and rock climbing and trying out that giant swing for the first time. So camp is a lot of fun. It's $175. That includes your meals, your snacks, your activities, your transportation. All of that is included in your registration fee. All right, so if that's something that you're interested in, like I said, it's limited spots. So if you're wanting to go to camp, or if you've been to camp in the past and you want to go again, then you definitely want to go ahead and be talking about that with your adults so they can go ahead and get you signed up. You can get signed up online, which is how we did it last year as well. So you'll go to that registration link right there, and you can register for camp and then bring your payment in. November contest. So the November contests are going to be a little bit different than how we've done in the past. We're trying something new. There will be multiple contests this month. So there'll be more than one contest this month. You do not have to compete in every contest. You're welcome to if you want to, but you do not have to, all right? That's just going to be something that you decide. The first one we have is Extreme Birdhouse. So Extreme Birdhouse is really fun. I love seeing what all you guys come up with for Extreme Birdhouse. For this one, you'll compete by yourself or on a two-person team. If you compete on a two-person team, your teammate needs to be someone else who's in 4-H and someone who is in the same age category as you, all right? The birdhouses can be no larger than 18 by 18 by 18 inches. That includes any base that's attached to. That rule is very important because they will be measured, all right? Anything that is larger than 18 by 18 by 18 inches will be disqualified. You want to have an original design and do the construction yourself. If you are using tools or you're using someone else's tools, then make sure that you've asked permission first or that you have an adult helping you. You cannot use a kit or build from an existing birdhouse. This needs to be something brand new that you've created. Down at the bottom there, you see some examples of birdhouses that people have come up with in the past. So we have cool designs. There's one right there that's the White House. In the middle is where somebody used an old paint can. So they recycled that paint can that they had and a paint stirrer stick. So they created that birdhouse out of a paint can. The one on the end, they've created a birdhouse using a lot of natural materials, so things that they maybe found in their yard, like pine straw and sticks. We've had all kinds of birdhouses. People have built things out of a deck of cards, colored pencils, pennies, anything like that. Just get creative. The one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to build a birdhouse out of food, so things like candy or bread or something like that that might go bad. All right, we don't want to build a birdhouse out of anything like that. But you can come up with lots of cool designs, pretty much anything your imagination can come up with. I think you guys can turn that into a really cool birdhouse. Your other November project is interior design. All right, so if you are a 4-H'er that's been to County Roundup before, then you might remember seeing some interior design projects there. Well, this year you have the opportunity to do an interior design project on club level. So for this one, you can also compete by yourself or on a two-person team. Again, your teammate has to be in 4-H and the same 4-H age as you. You'll use a 3-panel poster board to create a design board, all right? You can choose any room you want to design. So sometimes people choose bedrooms, they might choose a living room, an office, a nursery. You just choose a room and stick to that one room, and then you use swatches of fabric, floor samples, paint samples to show on your board how you would decorate that room. All right, so things like floor samples, paint samples, you can get all of those at places like Lowe's or a hardware store. You might want to print out some pictures of different furniture, things like that that you want to post on your board. You'll want to label your board and label everything you include on your board so that the judges can tell what your design is. All right. You'll also want to use the room template and furniture template to show us the room layout. You can see that if you look right in the middle of both those poster boards right there, you can see that they have a room template showing you how they would lay out the furniture in their room. And you'll also want to keep a budget form. So whenever you find a couch, for example, that you want to put in that room and you print out that picture, you'll want to see how much that couch would cost in real life and write it down and keep up with your budget. So the budget that we're using here when you're designing the room, you want to keep it under $7,000, all right? And you're going to record all that on these interior design forms, all right? So there's keeping track of your cost form, and then there's a floor plan form. So you'll want to use that one to design what your floor plan will look like in the room. So your 4-H leaders have copies of both of these forms. They're included with their information this month. So you might want to ask them for a copy, or you can find that copy on our website. It's linked there as well. All right, so we can find both of those. And then you see 2 more examples down there at the bottom of this slide showing you different ways that people have created their design boards in the past. All right. And then our final contest for this month. Our final contest is graphic design. All right, so this is where you're going to design either a brochure or a flyer or a PowerPoint or a bookmark or booklet, and you're going to design it on the topic of 4-H. Okay, so it could be about just general 4-H, you may want to do a flyer that talks about what 4-H is, what the 4-H pledge is, just information. That's what that example right there is. It's giving 4-H information. Or you might want to do a brochure on a specific 4-H project. So maybe you want to do a brochure talking about pig squeal, something that you could hand to someone if they wanted to know more about pig squeal. All right, so 4-H promotion is your topic, or 4-H information. And you can choose either a brochure, a flyer, a PowerPoint, or something that falls into that other category right there to create. You will have to print it off once you create it so it can be turned in and judged. No hand-drawn entries. This is one you're going to do on the computer. So you might use Word or you might use Publisher to create this, this graphic design project. And then you just want to make sure that you're careful about not using copyrighted materials, things like that. So those are your 3 contests this month, all right? So instead of just 1 contest, we have 3 that you can choose from. So we have Extreme Birdhouse, Interior Design, and Graphic Design, all right? If you want to do all 3, you can, like I said. If you just want to do 1, that's fine too. And all of this information is going to be on that newsletter you get this month. Marshall County social media, I just wanted to remind you guys to get your adults to follow us on social media. That's where we update a lot of our information, or where we post a lot of really good information. So I'd love it if they want to follow us on there. Sometimes we post about some Facebook contests. Our most recent contest was the 4-H pumpkin decorating contest. We had that one in October. You guys are watching this recording in November, but I recorded it ahead of time, so I don't have the winner yet because it's not the 30th yet. But by the time you guys see this, we will have picked a winner for the pumpkin decorating contest, and that winner will be posted on Facebook. So if that's something, things like that might be interesting to you, then you want to check out our Facebook page for more contests in the future. Like I said before, all of your monthly information is on your newsletter. It's an orange color this month, so you guys will be getting these to take home. On the back, it has all of that contest information we just talked about. So birdhouse, interior design, graphic design, summer camp, pig squeal, it's all on here. You want to take this home. You want to read over it. If you want to do one of those contests, make sure you read through those rules a few times so that you make sure you know what those guidelines are. So keep up with those newsletters. And of course, if for some reason you lose that newsletter, you can find an extra copy of it on our website. Save your can tabs. If you noticed on the front of your newsletters, there have been little sections that say save your can tabs or mention the Ronald McDonald House. Every year we collect can tabs and then donate them to the Ronald McDonald House. So if you have can tabs at home, if you want to pull those little tabs off of the can, stick those tabs in a Ziploc bag and give them to your 4-H leader, then I can get them from them, and then we will donate them to the Ronald McDonald House for you. So instead of throwing that whole can out, make sure that you get those tabs off, and then they can recycle them for the Ronald McDonald House. More information. If you ever need more information, you can find it on our website. When you go to our website, it looks just like that big picture right there. Each month has a row that has the information that we've talked about. So you can find upcoming contests and events. You can find contest rules, your registration links to things like pig squeal, summer camp. Any other registrations we have coming up will be on there. Your newsletter, your monthly recordings. You can find all of that on that website. So check that out. If you ever can't remember the website, it's on the front of all of your newsletters. Again, here's our in-school 4-H leaders. If you aren't sure who your leader is, they're listed right there. Virtual students, if you're watching this recording, all of your information and your projects are turned into the 4-H office for virtual students, and you've received that information in an email. Where can you find us? If you need to find us, we are located on the ground floor of the Guntersville Courthouse. So if you ever need to come by to turn in say your pig squeal registration or your summer camp registration, or you just need to come by to ask a question, you can find us on the ground floor of the Marshall County Courthouse. You'll see that big Alabama 4-H banner right over the window, and you'll know you're in the right spot. And your 4-H team, just a reminder, I'm Miss Audrey. I'm the 4-H Foundation Regional Extension Agent. In the middle is Miss Kristen. She is the County Extension Coordinator. And on the end is Miss Carol, and she is the Admin Associate. So if you have questions, there's my email, my number. Your parents can reach out to us on Facebook. But there's all of our contact information. I hope that you guys will enjoy doing some of these projects this month. Maybe you'll try something new. So I can't wait to see what all y'all come up with. If I don't see you out and about before, have a very happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you in December.